as I told you, the very important amplifier and whatever the operational amplifier is the voltage amplifier. So we will know some of the basics about the voltage amplifier. Voltage amplifiers generally having very high input impedance and low output impedance. What are, because of this, what are the advantages? We will see in coming slides. So whatever I discussed till now, generally amplifier will have one input and one output. So amplifier gain output by input. If you mention the amplifier gain in dB, as the gain is in voltage, we will use 20 log. And one more term here, Ri and R naught. Ri is the input resistance. See, you are seeing here input impedance and R naught is input resistance. See, if it is the AC quantity, then you will use impedance. If it is DC quantity, we will use resistance. That is only difference. Both were same only. So if you measure with respect to this terminal and ground, with respect to ground, if you between these 2 points, we try to measure the what is the resistance, looking like this arrow mark. Then whatever the resistance you are seeing is the input resistance of the amplifier. The same way measuring from the output terminal and with respect to ground. With respect to ground, if you see from like this, whatever the resistance is seen is the output resistance or output impedance. That is actually meaning of input resistance and output resistance. So this analogy we will take it as a circuit, like circuit shown here. Let us say your amplifier has the input resistance like this, and that amplifier has to be applied some input, right? So now I will discuss in the example one why your amplifier's input has to be very high. Let us say you taken you are applying 10 volts to your amplifier. So your voltage source has a source resistance, let us say 10 ohm. And if you find out the voltage across the 10 ohm and voltage across the 1 kilo ohm, so by using voltage division rule, so 10 multiplied, I am now finding the voltage across the 1 kilo ohm. Using the voltage division rule, we will get voltage across 1 kilo ohm is 9.990 volts. Same way, voltage across 10 ohm is almost 0.09. So what actually you want, if you are applying some input, means that has to be effectively appear as input to the amplifier. For that to happen properly, you see here the input resistance is very high, right, compared to the source resistance. Then only whatever you apply 10 volts, in the 10 volts almost most of the signal, that is 9.9 volts, is appearing at the input of the amplifier. So same thing, let us take like this, where amplifier is having very less resistance. Let us say this is anyhow 10 ohm and this is, let us say, 50 ohm. Then if you apply 10 volts, then how much you get at V 50 ohm? So 10 multiplied by 50 divided by 60. So almost 50 by 6. How much you got? Almost equal to 8 volts. Then voltage across 10 ohm, 10 multiplied by, this one almost it is equal to 1.6. So please see, so some of the signal, if your resistance is less, some of the signal is wasting at the source resistance. So if you want to apply whatever the signal is, whatever the input is there, entire input has to be appear at the input of the amplifier. Then you need the amplifier's input resistance has to be as high as possible. Not only that, if the resistance is high, the current flowing into the circuit is also less, right? Means each device will have some power dissipation based on how much voltage appearing across it and how much current it is taking. So we can say the power dissipation by the op amp is current flowing into the op amp and voltage appearing across the op amp. So as the resistance input resistance of the op amp is very high, then the current flowing into the op amp is less, so that the power dissipation by the op amp is reduced. So that is the importance of input resistance of the any device. So from this discussion, the op amp to be good, the op amp has to be input resistance very high. So because of that, what advantage will get? The applied input will effectively appear at the op amp input, and power dissipation by the op amp is less. Same way, consider the second example. If you apply 10 volts, means let us take the op amp is having giving the gain 1. So if you apply 10 volts at the output of op amp, you will get 10 volts. Let us say this is the output of the amplifier circuit. This is the output of the amplifier circuit. So let us say your amplifier is having the output resistance is this. We connected your amplifier output to load, which is 2 kilo ohm, like this. So what you want, whatever the output you produce, that has to be properly delivered to the load. If you are unable to deliver, then whatever you generated is useless, right? So in this case, just calculate voltage across 2 kilo ohm load, almost is 9.90. So 20 ohm, it is 0.009, meaning your circuit output resistance has to be as less as possible, so that whatever your generated signal will appear at the load, that will be able to deliver, you can able to deliver to the load. If this r r naught is, let us say, again 2 kilo ohm, let us say the output resistance of your circuit is 2 kilo ohm, then in this 10 volts, 5 volts will appear across the output resistance and 5 volts will appear across the load resistance. Then almost whatever is generated 10 volts, the load will reach only half of the generated, right? So that is the importance of output resistance. So to effectively deliver the output to the load, you need the output resistance of the circuit has to be as small as possible, that is r naught. Same way, ri has to be large. So because of this, we had some advantages. So we'll try to design circuit always will follow this. Any circuit will have input resistance and output resistance. We'll try to design the circuit for having the input resistance large and output resistance small. So whatever we discussed there, if you see here in this slide, amplifier, whatever I'm telling, input resistance is here and output resistance is shown like this. And inside this one, like a box, is the equivalent circuit of the voltage amplifier, that only. So please take in the previous example 1 and 2, I considered this is circuit 1 and this is circuit 2, and I explained. So from that discussion, the Ri has to be very high compared to Rs, meaning Ri has to be infinity. Very high means highest value is infinity only. In the same way, the R naught has to be very small. The small value has to be will be 0 ohms. So the ideal op amp will tries to have the characteristics like this. So if I summarize that whatever discussed, so these are the equivalent circuits of the op amp. This is a ideal equivalent circuit and this is practical equivalent circuit. So the input impedance or input resistance has to be infinity, output impedance has to be 0, voltage gain has to be very high, that is infinity, bandwidth is infinity. So that's all for today. These equivalent circuits we will discuss in the next class.